Welcome back, guys. Pairhead Gaming. This is my original Xbox collection for 2020. As you can see, it's not as big as my Xbox One collection or 360 collection, but I've got a lot of classics and a lot of favourites that people like. So I'll show you what I've got so far. I've picked quite a few new ones up. I've got Doom 3. This is the limited collector's edition. I love this version of it. I paid about 20 quid just for that steel version of it there. Obscure, that's a nice little horror title. It's a bit like a high school sort of movie setting. It's really good. It's not a game you see all the time, but worth picking up if you like horror games. Full Spectrum Warrior, another good game if you're into shooters. Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones. I haven't actually played this one. I've played a slightly newer Prince of Persia, so I can't comment on what that one's like. Van Helsing is a pretty good game. I really like the film for that, so I had to pick the game up. I got a lot of these cheap. Turok Evolution, not bad. I didn't like it as much as the newer Turok, which I've got on the 360. Looks very dated now, but you can't complain for 75p or something. Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Never actually tried Rising Sun, but I've played Medal of Honor Frontline back when it first came out. I've played that one. Really loved that one. Gun, great game. I used to play it on the 360. Again, I picked up this version dirt cheap, so I had to get it. Dead or Alive 3, great fighting game. I don't like it as much as, say, Injustice or Mortal Kombat, but it still holds up pretty well. The Herbs, Sims in the City, not a bad game. It's not the best Sims game in the world, but again, if you can find them cheap, you might as well pick them up. Terminator 3, is it? Yeah, Rise of the Machines. The movie works so good, but the game's okay. Not the best Terminator game, but I don't think we've had a brilliant Terminator game. Not yet. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I have all the Wolfenstein games, barring the latest one they've just brought out, that co-op one. I've not bothered picking that up. This is a cracker. Catwoman, not a bad game. If you're into superhero games, it's not the best superhero game in the world, but not a bad game. GTA San Andreas, obviously. I remember picking that one up when it very first came out on the PS2, pre-ordering it. I've got it on my Xbox One hard drive, and I picked up this version just to have it in the collection. One of the best games, obviously, of that generation. Starsky and Hutch, I've not actually played, but I went through a bit of a period of picking up quite a few cheap games, so I thought I'll pick it up. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. Brilliant game, as well as the second one. Both great games. What can I say? They're probably right up there in the top 5 games of the console, them two. If you like your RPGs like I do and you love Star Wars, you'll love them. The original Splinter Cell, excuse me, great games, as well as Pandora Tomorrow and Chaos Theory. I have all the newer ones as well that came out on the 360, but there was something about these original ones that were really good. The Godfather, good game. It was another one I used to play on the 360. So I had to pick up this version. I do slightly prefer The Godfather 2 on the 360, but it's a classic like the films. The Suffering and The Suffering Ties That Bind. Two really good horror games. If you're a horror fan like me, they're must pick ups, to be honest. They don't look the best, but they're not bad either. The story behind them is actually really good. Thief, Deadly Shadows. That's a really good Thief game. I actually prefer this to the newer Thief, even the Xbox One version. This is a really good one. It's got a really creepy level on this one. The Thing, this is actually a really good horror game, based on a really good film, obviously. I recommend picking up The Thing, anybody. The Punisher is a fantastic game. He's one of the best, well, anti-heroes that you can get. The game's obviously really good as well. Conflict Desert Storm 2, not too bad. Not a sort of game I really play, but Cold Fear, another sort of horror game, feels a bit like Resident Evil 4, that sort of feel to it. and Revelations, the one on the ship. The normal version of Doom 3 picks up that one as well as having the tin version. Destroy All Humans, not a bad game. I don't have the second one, but the first one was my favourite anyway. Dark Watch, this game is one of my favourites on the system. Absolutely love Dark Watch. If you like first person shooters with a bit of like a supernatural twist, Dark Watch is really good. Fable and Fable The Lost Chapters, the first Fable game, very good. That one and number 2 were the best Fables, I think. Area 51, another first person game, very good if you're into like your supernatural alien sort of things like I am. The Bard's Tale, that's another one that you don't see too often, so as soon as I saw it I thought I've got to have that. I've had it a while now though and really enjoy what I've played of it. Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. I love Bethesda anyway, and then I picked up that one for about £8, and I'm glad I did a few years ago, because now it's like up to £30 or something now, and when I got it, it was absolutely mint condition. Constantine, the video game, that's actually better than what you think it's going to be. It's not a bad game, but I enjoyed the film to that one. The game's definitely worth a play. Call of Duty Finest Hour, absolutely love this one. Played that one right through, seen all the spooky Easter eggs on it. Call of Duty 2 Big Red One, I've not played too much of that one to be honest. Excuse me. Counter-Strike, the original, got it for about £1, what can I say. I've got Global Offensive, the other version of it on my Xbox One, which I've had for a long time, but the original's still pretty good. Hunter the Reckoning, that's not a bad game. That's also compatible with Xbox One now. It's sort of like a third person, sort of little top down thing, but it's pretty good. Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, what a good game if you're into the movies. The game, it's a lot like the movies to be honest. Jade Empire, another cracking RPG game, obviously by BioWare. You'd really like the combat on this one. If you're a RPG fan or a BioWare fan, you've got to get Jade Empire. And Morrowind, classic game, obviously. I don't like it as much as Oblivion or Skyrim, but yeah, you've got it. It's a must-have if you've got an original Xbox. Max Payne and Max Payne 2, both great games. I have number 3 on the 360, but if you like me, I have to collect the full set, me. Manhunt, classic game. Everybody's played Manhunt. It doesn't look as good now as it used to do, but it's still one of them games you've got to have. Mortal Kombat Deception, that's actually really good. It's got like a chess mode on this, like a combat chess mode. It doesn't look as good as the newer ones, obviously, but it plays really well. Predator Concrete Jungle, I'm a really big fan of the Predator movies, especially the first one. So this one's a must-have if you're a Predator fan. Project Zero and Project Zero 2. These are good games. If you like horrors again, you walk around with like a camera and you have to spot ghosts and things, but number 2 is better than the first one, but they're both really good. The original Halo and Halo 2, classics. If you've got an original Xbox, you have to own them. You have to own Halo like I do. Hitman Contracts. This was I used to have Hitman 2 as well, but I have like that remastered on the 360. But Contracts is a good game. Hulk. This is okay. Not as good as the Hulk game that was on the 360. But it's not bad. It's average. Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 are probably right up there with my favourites for the system. I'd definitely recommend. At the time I paid like 20 odd quid each for these, because I wanted the physical copies. Another good one, Star Wars Republic Commando. That's a cracker. That's a bit different. It's like a first person sort of view, but I don't like it as much as these two, but I still recommend it. Star Wars Obi-Wan, not too bad. Not my favourite Star Wars game in the world, but it's okay. SWAT, Global Strike Team, another okay game if you're into that sort of thing. First person, I am. and you can find it really cheap. Star Wars Episode 3, that had like a fun fighting mode where you could play split screen and fight on different environments. Another great game, Scarface, The World Is Yours. Brilliant, sort of carries on from the film sort of thing. Voice acting's brilliant on it. If you're into sort of like GTA sort of games, that's amazing. Reservoir Dogs is actually really fun if you like the movie. I love the movie and actually enjoyed the game quite a bit. Run Like Hell. This is not one you see all the time. It's a bit like a alien sort of horror game in space, but again, it's not one you see all the time, so when I saw it I had to pick it up. Rainbow Six 3, not bad. I think I paid about 35p for that. So Silent Hill 4, The Room, very good. It was slightly different to the older Silent Hills, but right up there if you love Silent Hill. Shadow the Hedgehog, that's okay, good fun if you've got kids or you mess about with it with your mates and that, but it's another one you see dirt cheap, that. So yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching.